Hello, everyone. There is something for everyone this weekend as I have a ton of long signals on the speculative side. Quality signals, not that many, but I think it's a good situation overall. I want to show you something. This BOP scan right here, where you see no volume requirement, it's got 218 stocks in it. That's the first time I've seen the number 200 in this scan in 10 years. This is quite a number. Now, at the same time, though, I have perfect speculator scans. This is one I use a lot. See how it says it has 70? This one right here um, should probably have 100 if you wanted confirmation with that BOP scan. And this one right here, see how it's 139? Back in January, it had over 200. So it's not quite a confirmation. It could mean that speculative stocks are going to do better than quality stocks, and or just means that shit's running right now, and that shit will roll over with the rest of the market in the NASDAQ. But for now, nice reversal on Friday. I want to show you something. The Dow Jones Transportation Average is hitting a new high. I've never seen this ever be bearish for a stock market. So hopefully this transportation average is going to lead us higher. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is still under a buy signal. My S&P 500 system is under a neutral signal currently. My NASDAQ and NASDAQ 100 are under neutral signals currently. And the Russell 2000 is also currently under a neutral signal despite it being in an uptrend, just because we've had a lot of distribution lately. But still, I'm still in favor of the bulls. That's why I'm taking the long positions. Once again, it's not 10% of my account capital. It's not 20% of my account capital. It's not 100% of my account capital. These are measured long positions due to the account capital size that I have, with the commission costs, with the way I structure my trades. It's stress-free. It's easy for me. I've got the time to do it. If you don't, I've always said, quality stocks, 10% of your capital, obey my limits and stops. Speculative names, you have to decide what you're comfortable with. I can tell you which ones are the least speculative, which ones are the most speculative. For instance, TROV and OBSV probably shouldn't be touched by anyone, but I'm letting you know that I'm taking the trades, and I'm telling you where I'm cutting my losses. I'm getting along at 805, cutting my loss here, cutting my loss here. TROV, I'm getting along at 124, cutting my loss here, cutting my loss here if it doesn't move higher. But both of those stocks are extended from the 20-day moving average. And I said I wasn't going to go long stocks extended from the 20-day moving average, but they're so close to other key support levels and other moving averages like OBSV. TROV is right near the support level that also has a 50-day moving average with that second support level. So I'm going to go ahead and put $1,000 into TROV, $2,000 in OBSV, and it doesn't work out. It doesn't kill me. I'm not putting $500,000 into any of these. So keep all of that in mind with the long signals. For the quality long signals, wage. If at first you don't succeed, back here, fail, try and try again maybe, we'll find out. But I want to get long wage. I got another one of those bounce reversal candle patterns right here. It broke the recent lows, reversed, hammer pattern, closing higher than where it opened near the highs, above average volume, lots of max green bop. Want to get long at 65.20. There's only one cut loss level. Moves below 64.15. I'm out. 3% of my account capital. Cancel scan, BOP scan. Then there's LBRDK. LBRDK used to be Cancel quality. It is not anymore. Very high price stock still. It was in my price volume BOP surge scan. You can see the BOP steadily trending higher, getting closer and closer to max green. You can see the accumulation. Even though you got a lot of tall red bars here, you can see those tails in the intraday price action. Very, very bullish overall structure around here, the lows. So once again, want to get long 86.30, and if I'm wrong, boom, 84.29. I barely risk 2% on this trade, and if I can get a possible measured move from like even here to here, 33%, we're talking over 10 to 1 reward risk ratio trade setup. I got to take that. And then IYH got shaken out of half of it the day before. That happened on a few names. I'm also going to be buying back Chubb K in my account. I got shaken out of it by 1 cent. Going to buy it back. IYH is also a buyback, but it is an ad signal. You got BOP stronger than the session before, above average volume. You got that bullish candle, not candle over candle, with that bullish candle off the lows. Basically, kind of a double bottom confirmation. the bottom line is this ad signal is a better ad signal because my inherent risk is much less. I'm not even going to risk 1% to know I'm long. And let's say if I can hopefully get a measure move similar to the November, the recent highs, 20%. So once again, we're looking at over a 10 to 1 reward risk ratio. Got to take it. Get long, 166.37. Cut the loss if it moves below 165.12. It's that simple. Now for all the speculative names, already went over TROV and OBSV. These are probably too speculative for everyone simply because they're both extended from the 20-day moving average. So ignore those two. Don't even consider taking them. I'm taking them because I like the setups. I'm not going to be risking that much. And OBSV, if it really works, it's going to really pay off. I don't ever plan on this final sell stop ever coming to play. So if it violates this low, chances of it getting to this low before I start cutting more losses or all the losses, slim to none. So that's an emergency cut loss. But for the quality side, BDE, it was in my price volume BOP scan and in my max screen BOP 5-day scan, volume surge. So got the candle over candle. Want to get long at 670. First cut loss, 645. Final cut loss right there, 630. Pretty clear cut. Then on the more higher quality side, trend following long positions, you got HIVE, candle over candle pattern. The volume surge isn't there because the key, as I said, if you read the new long positions page, is it's about the inherent risk to the potential reward. If I even look at a move like this, I'm looking at a 32% gain to a 2% risk. Once again, over 10 to 1. That's why I'm taking it and not waiting for the volume confirmation. By the time I get the volume confirmation, it could be up 5-6% more, opening me up to too much risk. So I want to get long HIVE at 493. Cut my first loss with a move below 484. Oh man, I wrote all this down. Where did I put it all? Hold on. I gotta find my notes. Sorry everybody. Should have been a little bit more. Ready. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this. Unfortunately, I can't find my notes, so just bear with me. So I'm going to get long HIVE, limit order 494. First cut loss level I'm using is a move below this low right here. Second cut loss level, a move below this low here. I think it's like 482 and 462. So a move below this low, I'm out half. And then, depending on how it violates that low, I may or may not hold it all the way to 462. Just want to let you know I'm using those two lows. And then also, and that by the way is 1% of my account capital. It's a trend following long position. It was in my max green BOP for 5-day scan. LFGR, same similar situation. It's a trend following long position. Max green BOP 5-day scan. Want to get long, limit order 765. First cut loss level I'm using right here, 753. And the final one is back here, 740. It's because it's the lowest point where there's green BOP in the price action before, while it's above the 200-day moving average. So if the 200-day moving average was below this level right here, maybe I'd be using 7. But since the 200-day moving average is above 7, but not above 740, excuse me, I'll be using 740. So when I get long, LFGR, 1%, 765. And then these are basically the $1,000 positions, just like TROV, OBSV, because it was an IPO stock. It's a 1% position, and then that's half, so it's a 0.5% position. So it gets a couple grand. But I've already said TROV gets 1,000, but so does SRNE. SRNE gets 1,000, and everyone can play this one. Get long using a limit order at 195. First cut loss level 185. Final cut loss level 175. If you really want to risk it, you can risk all the way down to 160. But if you're going to play it, I definitely don't recommend it. And then the speculative stock du jour, RNVA. This one is just a personal stock that I like to play whenever it can come into play, just because whenever it moves, it can really move. But lately it's just been a slow grind down. But hopefully now it's got a long enough consolidation base and a long enough of a launching pad here with some recent accumulation and 3 clear pocket pivot point signals with all of this max green BOP, that after this lower volume pullback, this candle almost over candle pattern setting up with the high day close with support, strong support right here, hopefully it'll work. So I'm going to get long RNVA, $1,000 at 35 cents. First cut loss level 32. Final cut loss level for now 28. But once again, it violates 32 before getting to 28 on heavier volume or loses max green BOP. I'll be all out of it. But RNVA, TROV, SRNE, that's $1,000 for me. OBSV, it's going to be 2,000. HIVE and LFGR is going to be 4,000, and BDE I'm going to put 8,000 in Wage is going to get $10,200, or wait, $12,000, excuse me. Thank you very much. $12,000. And LBRDK will be $4,000. So $4,000 in LBRDK, $12,000 in wage. All right, everyone. Those are the long positions for Monday. Great luck. I don't recommend, if you're an emotional trader, if you've been having a tough time trading, to really invest in any of these names unless you realize you could lose on every single one. It's best to invest in these positions when all of my market models are under buy signals. Right now, we're basically under a market-wide neutral signal leaning to the buy side thanks to the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Dow Jones Transportation Average, along with the other indexes, for now, holding on to their 50-day moving averages. But you have to realize the market's a precarious situation. We're in summer, so anything can change. My apologies for the long video, but it was necessary. Aloha.